which is good, and it's gone. If I wait for a few more seconds, it should reappear every 4 or 5, 6 seconds, just to let the user know. Because if they're looking away or doing something else when that happens, I'm not going to know what I'm supposed to do from here. But that arrow does a really good job at letting me know to bring it over there. So let's say I saw it, but you should again have that arrow coming back every few minutes. Okay, in your programming of the pictures, you should have a way to let the user know or that it's going to pixelate. This image I got is a really, really small image. And see, this board is about 16 inches wide, so this image is probably right around 12 inches wide and about 16 inches tall if we were to do it. At this rate, you can already see from this that it's going to pixelate. So that's a problem. We want to make sure that the images that they're selecting are going to be at least 100 dpi, 100 dots per inch at the scale that they're pulling it up at. So right now you're going to have to figure out a way and how to program that, because it's going to get even worse when I take it and I stretch it, and it's going to get even more pixelated. And that's not going to be good, and all we're going to have is upset customers. So let's just pretend that at this size right here, the DPI is 100 DPI or greater, and it's acceptable. But when I stretch it, it goes over that DPI limit. So you need to, once the user is done stretching it and it stops there, you need to have, and if it goes below that 100 DPI level, you need to have a warning that comes out that says you've enlarged your picture greater than you've enlarged your picture so that it is less than 100 DPI, and it will appear pixelated. Do you wish to continue? So there's a warning button that says, yeah, I'm aware that it's pixelated and I'm going to continue to go with it. So there needs to be a warning of some sort. Also, I've lost these little buttons right here. I've lost these little buttons, which is fine. I like the fact that it's in the board, and we can see it, and I can move it around. But now I'm forced to use the rotation button to rotate it, which I guess isn't that big a deal. So I guess we can just leave that. But I do want to show you something here. If I do rotate it through manually like this, which I just did, nothing changed over here in the rotation. And by the way, this word is spelled wrong. It's supposed to be R-O-T-A-T-I-O-N. Nothing changed here, even though I rotated it. So when you rotate it manually through this way, it should correspond over here that it's being rotated. Same thing goes with the height and width. I can stretch this and skew it, and nothing happens over here. So you need to make sure that happens. Let's take this back, and I'm going to stretch it, put it back so it's somewhere in there. Okay, so in this picture that I've given here, I have this works good right there. I have, but nothing changed here again when I did it manually, so that needs to be fixed. I have blown that up, and that's good. We can get rid of the transparency thing. I think that's going to cause us more trouble than it's worth. And I know I asked for it before, but looking at it, I don't think it's going to get much use, and I think it's just going to cause a bunch of problems for you and for me. So there we go on that image. The other thing that you want to take a look at is some of your vectors have some weird anomalies in them. Like if you look right here, this wheel knockout is a weird shape, and it doesn't match up to this wheel knockout. So you have some issues like that, I believe, in some of the other boards that I'm going to want you to look over and find yourself, so that I don't have to be on top of every little thing like that. Also, the image does not go inside the wheel knockouts. This can be completely the same color as minus the shading and the gradients to show that it has some depth of the base color, and that can be taken out. Okay, let's see here. Now from here, once the image is selected, what you should do is have a box that says, when you are satisfied with the image you have added, please proceed to the next step, or something like that. or check here when you're satisfied with the image you're completed. Once they check here, this box should disappear, and then you should have another little arrow that directs them to select their trucks, um, which we can talk about here. Before I stop this video and move on to the next one, I do want to let you know that I'm sure you're aware of this, that this X right here doesn't work and I can't get rid of it. But as you have a user looking it over, you will see that. We'll talk about the trucks, the wheels, the cue box, some other things here in just a second in the next video.